Stay with that story as tensions have now escalated in Mozambique after the Electoral Commission announced that Frelimo candidate Daniel Shapo had won the elections with his party dominating the National Assembly seats. However, the elections are being contested by some opposition parties, and according to the country's constitution, the Constitutional Court must ratify or approve the election results. Dr. Manuel de Arujo, the mayor of Quelimane, an opposition member, claims that the elections were neither free nor fair. Sophie Mokoena spoke with Arujo regarding the elections in Mozambique.
The situation is quite volatile now because the elections were not considered free, transparent and credible, and not even fair. Both the African Union, the SADC, the European Union, the Commonwealth observers, all of them mentioned that these elections were not free and fair. And also the main opposition parties are contesting. And actually, those results were released yesterday. And interestingly, 7 of the council members of the National Electoral Committee voted against, and 9 who are members of the Frelimo party, they voted for. So the difference was very minimum. So it's like only 2, 9 against 7.
Why are they supposed to vote for the results? Because you just count and you give the results.
That's a very important question. The point is that our electoral body is very politicized, and also it is constituted by party members, like Frelimo party, because they've got the major bench in parliament, so they appoint 9 members for the National Commission, while the opposition appoints 6, and then there are some members of the civil society. So when there is no agreement, when people don't agree with a statement or with whatever decision that this body may take, what they do, they go for voting. So then, because Frelimo has got the majority, of course, they will always get their way out. But unfortunately, we expected this body to take the decision by consensus, so that as to carry the country forward.
But the problem is you've had this system for quite a long time.
Indeed.
Why Mozambicans don't change the system? Because to cry foul now, it's too late.
No, but we have been crying foul a long time ago. Actually, civil society organizations have been pushing for change. But the point is, to make changes, you need a majority in parliament. And because Frelimo parties got the majority in parliament, because they think that this system favors them, so they are not agreeing in changing or in upgrading the law, in improving the way the National Electoral Commission works. And this is a major challenge for democracy, not only in Mozambique, but also in Southern Africa, because instability in Mozambique means instability in South Africa. Instability in Mozambique means instability in Zimbabwe, in Malawi, in Tanzania, and in other countries. So I think that it's of paramount importance that bodies like SADC and the other governments, like the South African government, instead of taking sides, as President Ramaphosa did, I think we should look at the national interest.
President Ramaphosa take side? When did he take side?
Well,
because he hasn't pronounced South Africa's position in relation to the results.
Ramaphosa took sides like some 4 weeks ago when the Frelimo candidate came here to Pretoria and met Ramaphosa. So Ramaphosa made a public statement saying that the ANC was supporting unconditionally.
But it's a known fact that the ANC has got a relationship with other political parties in the region. You're talking about Frelimo, Chama Pedusa,
MPLA, SWAPO,
MPLA, ZANU-PF.
I understand
This is a long-standing relationship.
I understand completely, but we need to look at the interest of Mozambicans, at the interest of Southern Africa, but also at the interest of South Africa. Because if if the situation in Mozambique goes wrong, you will be paying the price here. You will be getting floods of refugees here. We have already so many immigrants in this country. You don't need more immigrants. So statesmen like Cyril Ramaphosa, a person that we respect a lot, I think he should be above party politics. He should look at the national interest, not only of South Africa, of Mozambique, but also of Southern Africa. Because we are brothers, we are sisters. We need to, when one of our party partners makes a mistake, we need to be able of telling them, brother, that's not the right way. We need to look at the interest of the people, but also we need to fight together to make sure that Southern Africa is a region that attracts investment, that improves the livelihood of the citizens, and also pushes forward the agenda of democracy.
But the writing was on the wall. The opposition in Mozambique before elections, it was very fractured.
Indeed, I agree with you completely, but that it's not because my door is broken that you are allowed to come in and steal my property. One thing, it's true.
Is that not perhaps a reason why Frelimo has won? Because even before elections, the opposition was found wanting. It was very fractured.
As I said, I agree completely with you. But the reason that, because the opposition is fragile, it's not a license for you to loot. And what Frelimo did in these elections was looting during the day. You know, everybody could see it. International observers. And we had some South Africans, we had some Zimbabweans, we had people from all over the world, from Europe, from the US, who came there and they witnessed. And even 2 days ago, the bishops, the Catholic bishops of Mozambique, they issued a statement saying these elections were not free and fair. So if we want a stable region, we need to uphold the SADC principles, because we all signed to those principles that countries in SADC need to uphold a free and fair elections. And these elections were not free and fair, unfortunately.
Now that the opposition is saying elections were not free and fair, what must happen to ensure that you address this problem? Well, what would you like to see the regional leaders doing to assist Mozambique? As you are saying, the elections were not free. Now you need someone to intervene.
Indeed, we need, as you correctly said, but it's not only the opposition parties who are saying you are not free. The international community, the bishops, the Commonwealth observers, the SADC observers, the European Union observers, the American observers, everybody who was in Mozambique, there is a consensus that these elections were not free. So that's not the way to go. So we need, as Mozambicans, but also SADC as a whole, we need to come together and find a way out. We need...
What will be that way out?
The way out, to me, will be to make sure that all edicts are published. Because, for example, the European Union asked the National Commission to make a transparent decision to show, to prove that what they are announcing is based on facts. And the National Commission refused, and they went ahead. But now, for example, we have got a window. Because now, for example, as I speak now, in Gile, which is a district in Zambezia, police is shooting to civilians who are protesting. In Maputo, a lawyer, Elvino Diaz, who is from my city, he was killed by unknown people, but we all know that they are linked to the ruling party. So that's not the way. Violence cannot be the answer. As I was saying, we have got a window, which is the Constitutional Court, needs to validate these results. So what I think that we should put pressure at the Constitutional Court to make sure that they only validate if they have got proofs of what is being said. As it happened with the National Commission, Electoral Commission, they cannot prove what they are saying. And there are many, they were lodged, several parties, including mine, lodged complaints. And those complaints were not considered by the National Electoral Commission. So now we put those complaints to the Constitutional Court. But the same problem that we find at the National Electoral Commission, we also find at the Constitutional Court, because the Constitutional Court also is constituted by party members. And again, Frelimo has got the majority there. But we hope that those judges, being judges, they should be impartial, and they should look at the national interest and of the well-being of democracy and of Mozambique, and not only Mozambique, but of the Southern African region too.